welcome to a Rule Zero bonus box opening. We're going to have two of these box openings for none other than Murders at Karlov Manor play boosters, and we are on a hunt. You'll see a list of prices right next to us. We are on a hunt for these lands, these undercity sewers, all the Surveil Lands. They are rocketing up in price. I was able to pick up two different boxes for under $100. One of which was from my LGS, so I try to support when I can. So we're hopeful that we're going to be able to at least hit the $95 to $85 that we spent on these boxes, and then some. Personally, for Commander, these lands I think are the second best dual land behind the original duels, and I'll stake my claim on that. I think they're better than Triomes. I think they're better than Shocks. The ability to surveil something into the graveyard, to see your next card and not just scry it to the bottom, but put it in another location where you can get access to it is incredible. So without further ado, we're going to go ahead and dig into box number 1 of Murders at Karlov Manor. Obviously, there are a lot of extra cards in here that I'm going to try and keep track of. I'll put it off to the side. Things of value. That's why I wrote this list out, just so I wouldn't be completely blind as to whether or not we were getting some hits. So let's jump it on out. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, there are 36 packs. Yeah, there's 36 play boosters, whereas set boosters used to have less. Honestly, that has me excited as well. And there's some other cards in here that I think are just great. So let's go ahead and get into our unwrapping. Sometimes I unwrap with my teeth, so you won't see me break them on the camera, but hopefully you're recognizing that it is all legit. I'm not doing anything shady. We are just trying, from the get-go, went ahead and got ourselves a Surveil Land, and also Kylox. All right, and then a foil, and then on the list we're looking for a Field of the Dead is what we're looking for, and for tokens we're looking for Imp tokens. Imp tokens are actually approximately $2.30. It's the ones that explode that are part of Judith, and you can check out our deck tech on Judith if you'd like. I think it's episodes 5 and 6. We liked her so much we built 2 decks around her. So hope y'all are having a wonderful day here. We are just kind of going to put some of these in commons here. Urgent Necropsy is a mythic that is not of any value. Due Diligence and a Burden of Guilt list card. Does everything have a list card? I'm not really sure. I guess we'll find out. I'm going to put those commons off to the side. In uncommon slot, we're actually looking for Slime Against Humanity. That is a $3 approximately uncommon. So we'll happily take one of those. Exit Specialist, Reckless Detective, Cryptex, Fairy Snoop. Happy to have that. It's not worth any money, but I do not mind getting some Demir Fairy action going on. So far we've got one mythic and hoping for some hits here. Let's see, we've got Bullrat Clanbasher, Deadly Complication, Magnetic Snuffler, Case of the Filched Falcon, Case of the Ransacked Lab, and a Hustle and Bustle for our foil land, and an art card. We'll just kind of keep those together. That's fine. So far, not great. But we've only opened, 3 packs? It's hard to keep track. This is our 4th pack right here. All right, so we've got uncommons. We've got Perimeter Enforcer, Agency Outfitter, Soul Search, and woohoo! Another Surveil Land. So right now, the Hedge Maze is going for $11 and the Commercial District is going for $11. So that's $22 right there. We're going to just put those up top because honestly, that is what we are looking for. If we get other things like Krenko or a fancy little case of their burning mask. Doesn't really matter. Got these suspected case solved things. Honestly, I don't even know that much about this set as far as like playing sealed and stuff. When I was looking through the cards, I was hoping for more of a noirish detective thriller and less of a Clue sort of, we're just all cosplaying as detectives. We've all got little detective hats on kind of theme. But I cannot deny how much I love these Surveil Lands. They are absolutely incredible. I've been playing with them a ton in Brawl and in Commander when I have some extras. But as soon as I saw the opportunity to get a few of these boxes and those prices skyrocketing, I took it. All right, so we've got Ezram, Agency Chief, Archon Detective, and Homicide Investigator, and a sweet little foil World Souls Rage. We'll take that. It's only $2 for regular, so I imagine the foil's worth something. But either way, that's a card that I've talked about in the past is loving a ton. It's great in my desert deck. It's great in any deck that wants to get lands out of the graveyard. So it's great in Roshin, which is a video we've just done recently. And Amy the Amazonian had also done a video talking about how good Roshin is. So if you don't believe me, you can believe her. Crime Stopper Sprite. More fairies trying to get in on the action. So right now we are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 boosters down, I guess. Found 2 Surveil Lands. Not the really expensive ones yet. Right off the top, Slime Against Humanity. I didn't even realize it was a common. I thought it was an uncommon. Look at me. Well, that means we have more choices or more chances to get them, I suppose. Pyrotechnic Performer and Alquist Proft, a mythic that is not really worth much. Nice little buried in the garden foil right there. Yeehaw! I'll take that Slime Against Humanity. That itself may be one of the most expensive non-Surveil cards we've gotten so far. So I am prepared for the worst. Maybe we get nothing, but the odds just seem so good to get a lot of Surveil Lands. And just a few other rares will make everything worth it. Fester Leech, Case of the Locked Hothouse. Now, Case of the Locked Hothouse is $6 on Card Kingdom now. That's because it gets lots of lands. So as you know, anything that gets lands, foil Lightning Helix. That's pretty. Anything that gets lands is fantastic. So anything that can make a green deck ramp harder. Next up, we have a Concealed Weapon, Crowvad, Haunch, Case of the Crimson Pulse, and this dainty little goblin mask maker. Hello there, buddy. Not worth a thing. That's okay. Makes face down spells cost less to cast. I have literally never played a morph deck or a whatever the morph mechanic is called in this one, suspected, or I'm not really sure what it's called. I guess we'll find out as we look through the cards. Proft's Eidetic Memory, that is also worth $3.50. So even like little rares that you wouldn't think of, they're worth money. Conspiracy Unraveler, I do not see it anywhere on our list. So interesting that a lot of the mythics are worth nothing. I guess it's like really hit or miss with those, whereas the rares were really solid. So actually, and that was another reason I grabbed the box, because I was like, if you're chasing mythics, you're gonna have a hard time. Clearly we're not getting the mythics we really want to get, but rares, you're a lot more prone to get those lands and such. All right, looking for some money. Tolsimir Midnight Light. Tolsimir makes a Voja token, but not the really cool Voja that everybody hates and loves in equal parts. Nothing there. I'm like a detective searching through packs. That's what's happening here, and I have not found the answer that I'm looking for. I'm gonna have to crack some heads soon and ruffle some feathers. I forget other idioms that detectives might use. Niv Mizzet, the Guild Pact. Not worth much at all. What's he doing here? I guess it is Ravnica, technically. But it doesn't feel that way, does it? It feels more like it's a Clue murder mystery, sort of like everybody dress up and go to your friend's house for Halloween sort of set, rather than an actual sort of noirish detective thriller. Mostly because there's like 800 detectives, and oh, I love the art on this card though. Look at that. I may have problems with the detective theming, but I love the art on some of these cards. I mean, that's just ethereal and wicked, and oh, it's so cool. I don't even know if it's worth anything. I don't see it on our list of cards that are worth things, but it's worth something to me in my heart for the art. That's it. We're just going random too. We're not even looking, grabbing like the right packs. We're like emptying one stack at a time. Going all over. This is chaos in search of land. We're looking for real estate. Always looking for more real estate. Etrata. Deadly Fugitive. Vampire Assassin. Is Etrata worth anything? Well, Aurelia's worth something. And Anzrag is worth something. And Rakdos is worth something. And Massacre Girl is worth something. But Etrata, sadly, is not. Yet another dud of a mythic. But we got a Deadly Cover-Up foil. That may be worth something, huh? Strangely enough, I do not see it on our list. Well, look at that. We'll put a signed art. Now that's sad. You know I have a Teysa Orzhov Scion deck, right? They murdered Teysa Orzhov Scion deck, or Teysa Orzhov Scion, in a set that is basically a cartoon. Somebody who's like a beloved character, they just offed her in one of the most cartoonish sets I can think of. Another slime against humanity. We're only like 30 away from having a full deck. All right. Coerce to Kill. Form Familiar. And a Thundering Falls. Bum, 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 bum. $13 for that one. And going up, I have to imagine. Connecting the Dots. Cool art. Cool flavor. Gotta love it. Basilica Stalker. Vampire Detective. What is the vampire searching for? Oh, love that. If we can get some art like that, I'll be okay with it. Doesn't even matter if it's worth money. That sort of Art Nouveau style. Love it. Love it very much. All right. I'm trying to do this in between sessions of work, so I'm going to have to get off shortly, but I wanted to have a good time with you all, and I'm going to be taking a vacation. So if you're seeing this, it is because I am in Yosemite. I'm just hanging out in the woods somewhere, and I wanted to have some videos that posted while I was away. Oh my goodness, we got one of the cool sort of mythic slots. What are they called? I don't know, they're like special guest slots. So we got a Crashing Footfalls mythic. Probably not the best one to get. The best one was the Field of the Dead, but you never can look a gift horse in the mouth, you know? If you get something cool like that, just be grateful and move on. I've never played Crashing Footfalls, but I hear it terrorized Modern. I got out of Modern before that card hit. I wonder if it's still a deck today. Who can tell? Aftermath Analyst, actually $4 for this card. I've seen this deck in action at the Pro Tour, where you just mill a lot. It's absurd. Kellen, Inquisitive Prodigy. We talked about this in our Simic Nadu video about how everything's going to put an extra land into play. Kellen is no different, and a dog walker. Cool flavor. If you like dogs, I don't dislike dogs, but I'm a cat owner personally, and kind of don't let the streams mix in that regard. Toxin Analysis. All right, here we go. Curious Inquiry. And beloved Teysa herself. She's pretty strong. I don't know if she's strong in like sealed or standard or anything like that, but in Brawl, pretty interesting commander. Does a lot of neat things. So it's kind of neat. It's like an 80s t-shirt. Love it. Next up, let's go on. A red herring. If you watch Monty Python, you'll start to understand where that sound came from. All right, rope from the Clue and Undercity Sewers. $20 for the Undercity Sewers. I'll take it. Ha ha! Case of the Uneaten Feast. That seems like a problem that I do not have. I've never seen one of those, and I think only the case of the locked trove or whatever is worth something. I don't see any other cases on our list. And then a fancy frantic scapegoat. Definitely not the cool murder mystery card we wanted to pull, but high alert, neat and wall decks. Moving on. Let's go ahead and put this over here. Whew. So how did you all feel about the Clue set? Leave a note in the comments. Be happy to talk with you about it if you have some favorite cards. Don't let my poo-pooing things get you down. I can be a curmudgeon. I'm old. So another Surveil Land. Shadowy Backstreet. This one is worth $9. So far, very happy with what we've pulled. We've had a lot of packs with double rares. And we've gotten 5 Surveil Lands so far. And we still have at least maybe like 12 packs to open or so. We're doing great. Here we go. Woo! All right. Dun, 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 dun. Judith! That's the one that makes the tokens, but we need the tokens. Conspiracy Unraveler, super fancy mythic foil. That's not going to be what we're looking for. You may collect evidence 10 rather than pay the mana cost of spells that you cast. So you can cast a lot of stuff for free if you filled your graveyard up with that Conspiracy Unraveler Sphinx. It's an interesting thought. Collect evidence 10 seems like a lot. If you don't know what collect evidence is, it has to do with the mana cost of spells that are in the graveyard. Relive the past. Is that on our list? It is not on our list. Extract the confession. Definitely not on our list, as it is a common nothing. And we're getting close towards the end. Keep this at like 20 minutes or so. It seems like that's a good number. It's good for me, at least, in my ADHD brain. And we all know what we're looking for here. We're not trying to learn all these cards as we might with like a brand new set. We are simply trying to find the Surveil Lands. Lost in the Maze. I don't think that's worth anything. We got a fancy foil. Flotsam Jetsam. Floatsam Jetsam? How do you say it? I would go with Flotsam Jetsam. I think there was an old band maybe named Flotsam Jetsam from the 70s. I could be wrong on that. With no Wikipedia available, how would I ever know? All right, so got Case of the Gateway Express, Candlestick, Essence of Antiquity, Officious Interrogation, and Lamplight Phoenix, and the Knife. I think the Lamplight Phoenix did it in the study with the knife. How did it hold it? Don't know. It's made of fire. Don't ask questions to a thing that is made of fire. If I've learned anything in life, just run. Izoni, center of the web. Oh, I do love this art. Look at that. I love cats, like I said. It's just bounding, having a great time. I wouldn't want to see it if I was walking through a garden, but I do enjoy the art. Hard Evidence. This is a fun card in Arena Brawl, by the way. Get a crab, investigate, good value for just 1 blue mana. Pretty solid. And we are down to 9 packs. I love that they've gone back to 36. I'm an old school player. I was never happy with like, oh, we've got 30 boosters or 24 boosters. It just felt like it was very, they could have done better. They're trying to take my money away, not give me as much. Outrageous Robbery. Fancy Vanifar Evolved Enigma. This is one that cloaks your cards. I guess that's the new morph. This is a very powerful card in a brawl. I'm not sure if it's good in Commander. How do you feel about these city lands? I ran them in Teysa because it is a Ravnica city land. I don't know if I love them. They feel very cluttered. There's a lot going on in those lands. It feels a little less like a city and more like a Magic God poster. Which I guess if you're a detective, on theme. I'm detecting, I don't understand what's happening in this picture. Blood splatter analysis. That's a good thing it's blood splatter they're looking for, and not something else. You know what I mean? That's a bad joke. It's hot. It's late in the day. At me on Twitter if you enjoyed my random grossness. All right, next up, we've got a wrench, Somala Sentry, Bull Rack Clan Basher, and Aurelia's Vindicator. Is that worth anything? It used to be, but I don't think it is now. Our mythics have been trash. We've got Krenko's Buzz Crusher. That's a fun card. I love anything that destroys lands, really, so I'm easy to please in that regard. And Krenko's Buzz Crusher does just that. Some people with their Nykthoses and their fancy Cavern of Souls that get all uppity and they think that they, another slime against humanity. Perfect. It feels like it's always the top card, too. I wonder if they did that on purpose. They just seeded them after to make sure there were enough in the ecosystem. Conspiracies abound. Doorkeeper Thrall. Doorkeeper Thrall is about $3. We'll take it. And a Hedge Whisperer. Whispering to that pig right there. Hey, pig, how are you? I don't know. It doesn't respond because it's a bush. Next up, where are we going? We're going to Yaris, Roar of the Old Gods, the Pride of the Hullclade, this crocodile elk turtle. Pride of the Hullclade is worth approximately $3. It turns out that a 215 that you have to bend over backwards for to make work, even if it's for meme value, isn't exactly a highly sought after card. But what are you going to do, huh? So right now, I think we are at officially 5 Surveil Lands. So if we can get 5 more in our next box, I'm going to be more than happy. Although I am disappointed in some of the rares, to be honest, so far. If we can get just one good money rare that's not a Surveil Land, I'd feel at least like sort of vindicated. But I'm starting to see why this maybe was not a sure investment, just simply an investment for fun and giggles. We have 3 packs. May the luck be with us. These mythics have stunk, though. Man, this set has some bad mythics, doesn't it? I mean, not stunk as in, like, I won't play with them. There's probably some fun cards to play with, but Case of the Stash Skeleton makes skeletons. I'm hoping for Skeleton Tribal one day soon. We'll get there, I think. I don't know, but I hope. And next up, Topiary Panther. Doppelgang. Doppelgang is actually worth a little bit of money, not too much. It is worth $2.30. I mean, better than nothing. Public Thoroughfare enters the battlefield tap, enters the battlefield, sacrifice it unless you tap an untapped artifact or land you control. Add 1 color of any color, basically. Add 1 mana of any color. It's not a horrendous land. If you're in a pinch, I mean, you can tap a treasure, you can tap all kinds of stuff for it, so it's not something I wouldn't run in a commander deck. Last pack. This is where we're hoping for something like a Massacre Girl, War Leader's Call, Archdruid's Charm, I don't know, Delny, Vein Ripper, anything like that, or just another Surveil Land. Honestly, I'd be totally happy with that. But most of all, I'll be happy with just all of you when we pull a 10th District Hero instead of the cards that we wanted. And Teysa, Opulent Oligarch. I mean, it's pretty art. Maybe I'll put her in my Teysa deck. Gravestone Strider ends it up for us. Thank you so much for spending time here at Rule Zero Podcast. I try to answer all the comments I can, answer emails. Thank you so much again. And this is box number 1. So box number 2, may the force be with us. We were not blessed that much this day, but we did get 5 of these precious Surveil Lands that almost paid for the box itself. Have a good day, everybody.